Hello and welcome. This is Tanya Brown, your spiritual business coach. And today's inspiration for today's training, today's video was, as you know, I have a lot of clients that I work with on a daily basis from all around the world. And a lot of the things that they talk to me about, I realize that more people need to know about. And one of the common themes that I've been getting in the last couple months or year in that regard is anxiety, depression, just needing to know that there's something positive out there. And that was the reason for this training. I want to talk to you about all these things: anxiety, depression, and also manifestation. Here's the thing: in the past year, being in quarantine, we've all checked in with ourselves and kind of looked at our lives from an abstract perspective. Like, we took a step out and we looked at everything that was happening in our lives, and we kind of came to this decision of whether we were happy or not. But the one thing that I've noticed with a good percentage of the people that realized that they weren't happy was they didn't know what they wanted. And that was the major quandary that they were coming up with. Like, I don't know what I want. Like, what do you see me doing? And here's the thing: it's not one thin, straight blue line to get you from point A to point B. Bear in mind, all the things that are running around in your mind through quarantine, all the ideas of the things that you're not happy with, that's a point to get you to the thing that you want and the thing that you desire. Here's the case in point. The thing that, when you're not clear on what you want, focus on the things that you don't want. I know that sounds very simplistic, but so many of us spend so much time getting so mired in the list of the things you don't want, the things you hate, the things you don't want to do anymore. But then look at the flip side of that. What do you want then? And it's about getting crystal clear on the things that you want. Now, if you said to me, well, I don't know what I want, that's fine. What don't you want? That's a good point. And you could say, and I'll give this to you in terms of context. A friend of mine commented to me that, oh my God, you lost so much weight. And it was like, because I did the opposite, because the opposite was not something I desired. Going through quarantine, I was eating my feelings, and I was happy to do so. Guys at the pizzeria probably thought I was family. I was there so often, it wasn't even funny. But I did not criticize myself. I did not make myself wrong for doing that. That was eating was my coping mechanism, and I was happy to have it as a mechanism. But then I realized, months into it, that like I ended up trying on a pair of pants that were non-elastic. By the way, they were not leggings or so-called workout gear. It was just regular pants that were rigid, and because they were rigid and they weren't fitting, that was a wake-up call. And at that moment, I was like, you know what? I've been eating my feelings for a while. I'm good. I want to get back to eating healthy. And it's not that I love eating healthy. I love the effects of eating healthy. I remember reading somewhere that skinny tastes better than the other alternatives. And I know that's a really weird statement to make, but when you feel healthy, you're more apt to maintain your healthy at eating, because you like the way you feel and you like the way you look in the way you feel, if that makes any sense. Right now, and matter of fact, I was thinking about this the other day, I've been wearing more pants. I normally wear like dresses because they're more comfortable, but I was like, I've been going through my closet to purge it, basically, and to kind of go through the things that don't fit and that I'm never going to wear and that are just taking up space for no reason. Because I love to shop, but I don't like to throw things out because I always think way down the road that I'm going to wear them. That being said, as a result of quarantine and losing the weight, everything fits. So I've been going through my closet, trying on the things and seeing, do I like this? Do I want to keep it? And kind of cataloging it later to, oh, I could wear it again. This is now a new favorite. So as I'm going through my closet, I'm finding all these pants are so freaking comfortable. And it's because I lost the weight to fit into the pants. And some of them have a rigid fabric. Some of them are rigid with stretch. But the point is, all the pants that I've gone through fit perfectly for me and so comfortably for me. But my point that I was making is, during quarantine, I realized that, you know what, I was eating my feelings, that was making me feel good until I tried on something that made me feel bad. And I was like, you know what? I need to cut this out. And as a result of eating healthier and working out, I work out more now. Um, I feel good. But it's about looking at the various areas of your life. And I know I'd mentioned this previously on a prior video, and that's why I said this is part manifestation, this part is mindset, this is part goal setting. But looking at when I did a video a while ago, and this was in the height of quarantine, when I looked at my calendar, I was like, I can do more. And I started to visualize having a fully booked calendar. Now, at the time, my calendar was blank because all my appointments were previously in person. But my point being is I visualized and I saw that I had the time and the space and the capacity. That's the key thing. It's not about just saying, I'm going to do this. So many people put things on their vision board, stick it on, and then forget about it. I looked at my calendar. I saw where I had space, and I saw that I could do this. And I saw how I could do this and not be a burden. That's one of the things that when you look at something and you put a negative spin on it, it's like, oh, I can do that, but it's going to be hell. You know what? It's probably going to be hell because that's how you're interpreting it to be. That's how you're projecting it to be. But I just looked at it like I'm going to connect with so many people from around the world. I have the space to do this. I have the time to do this. I want to do this. 3 weeks later, it came to fruition, but it was because of the energy that I put into it, the intent, and the fact that I could visualize it and I had the space for it. So many people say, well, I'm not good at manifestation. The key to manifestation is not only having an idea and a want and a desire, but being unequivocal about it coming to fruition. Case in point, and again, I'm going back to stories because this is the easiest way for me to explain this. I shared a story a while ago of when I was job hunting, when I was in the corporate world, and how I gave a date to the time that I was going to be leaving a certain company. I said I was specifically going to be in a new job by this date. And because I was this was not even a conversation, it was a statement. I will be in this new job by this date. And I told everybody, my friends, family, not the coworkers, that, it's fine. I don't care that I'm having such stress here right now because I know by this date I'm going to be working in a new company. But I got key about what does that new company look like? And I don't mean in terms of it's going to be Bob. No. What does that new company look like? What does the culture look like? How are the people in terms of interacting? I drilled down so far that I focused on the flowers in the lobby. And this is key because the fact that I was able to visualize, sense, smell this beautiful array of flowers, a very friendly, approachable person at the front desk who was warm and in keeping with the culture, employees that were just fun and gregarious, and the kind of people that I would hang out with on a Thursday after work at the pub. This is the kind of thing that I focused on. And because I did that, it came to fruition. I started working there the day before. I think it was like 2/27 was the date I said I was going to no longer be working at that company. And on 2/26 was the day I started the new job at that another company. And the other company fit the bill of the things that I visualized. Down to the flowers. I remember the flowers being so gorgeous. I asked the receptionist once for the card, and she gave it to me, and the company was ridiculously expensive, but worth it. But again, details matter when you're visualizing it. If you cannot see yourself in that role, then you're the part of the problem. You have to get your head out of it. And that's one of the issues with entrepreneurism. Sometimes as entrepreneurs, we cannot see ourselves in a situation. And I say this because we're all in the same game. I was looking through, and I do this all the time, 6 months to a year, I look back on my business and the accomplishments and my wins and losses and what are my learning points. I call this my review. And I remembered going through my achievements for the last year and realizing that none of the things that I did I thought was possible for me until I did. And I'm going to say that again because it resonates not only with me, but for so many people. I didn't think that the things that I desired could be attainable for me. For other people, maybe, but I didn't think it was attainable for me until I looked at the books, I looked at my numbers, and I looked at the accomplishments, and I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't think I could do this. I didn't think it was achievable. And this goes across the board. I'm not talking about just money. I'm just talking about how many clients that I could possibly service in a period of time successfully, uh, what the capacity I had to do certain things, the timeline. I didn't think about if I could do this until I realized I did do it. And then I was just like, wow, I undervalue my accomplishments. And that's just not privy to me. So many of you do. So that's the thing I want you to do. This video is just to help you get out of your head when it comes to anxiety, depression, and those things. And I'm not trying to minimize that because I am a major, I suffer from panic attacks. So again, I'm not minimizing the effects of anxiety, depression, and all those things. And as always, I say, if you feel the need, you should go to a therapist, a doctor, and somebody who could support you in that. I'm not, the purpose of this is not to put those things down in any way, shape, or form, but I'm saying if you want to take some action, and again, I'm not denigrating doctors in that way. I'm just talking for myself. One of the suggestions that I have for you is to do a letter to yourself. Do a letter to yourself. It could be 6 months from now, 8 months from now, a year from now. I like to start with shorter timelines. I would do a 6-month letter and write this letter to yourself as if all the things that you wished for and hoped for had occurred and how you feel, and go into such detail as I did with the job, with the flowers, with the people, as you're going to do in this letter, starting with the morning when you wake up and you're just kind of flashing back on the past 6 months and all the things you achieved, all the things that you've done, and how happy you are to be where you are. And again, go into detail with this, and just make this literally a brain dump of all the things that you want, and give yourself permission to want them. And I think that's one of the things that we don't realize. We have permission to do it, to achieve and do all the things that we want for ourselves. And a tendency is sometimes we think too small. I was actually having this thought on my one of my morning daily meditations, where I just kind of connect with my higher self and just have a chat fest, especially when I'm not awake, so it's clearly, higher conscious conversation. And I realized one of the things that I was very not conscious of, one of the things I was very guilty of back in the day was the fact that I never thought that high. I was always thinking small, and I'm not thinking pie in the sky, Jeff Bezos kind of thing, which again, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you have that talent. But I wasn't thinking that big. I was thinking really small. And because I was thinking small, I was getting small. And when I started to not put a limit or a cap on my desires and dreams, only then did it open up. So that's where I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you with the thought that you should never think your dreams are too, or allow your dreams to be too small. Again, it's like the sky's the limit. As children, we look at life with this just wide eyes and open hearts, and know that anything is possible for us. But at some point between childhood and adulthood, the mirrors of the magic just kind of wear off and reality sets in. This is your opportunity to get that magic back. Now, as always, I want you to, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment, because I'd love to hear what you're putting into the works for your life. And don't forget to subscribe to this video, because I put out content on a weekly basis, and I love to hear from you. And also, you are probably somebody I want to talk to. I am working on a few programs, and I would love to get your feedback. This is a free call. It's just sharing the gap and getting allowing me to chat with you and find out what your needs are. So click the link below to schedule a call with me, and I look forward to talking to you. And as always, oh, and also, if you don't forget to subscribe to my, or not subscribe, sorry, get a copy of my free ebook. It's very worth it. And not only do you get a copy, but it puts you on the list to be first in the know for when I do discounts or any kind of program deals. You are going to be one of the first, the early recipients of those discounts. So you're going to want to be on that list. So that's all. This is Tanya Brown, and see you on the next video. Take care.